All right, if you missed the 110 Nation Sports Show, you missed Mario and myself talking about the AFC, more specifically the AFC South. Listen in as we talk about who we thought was going to finish on top of the South.
I think the South is pretty much garbage. There's nothing about the South that I feel.
It's the weakest.
I don't think there's anything about the South that says there's a threat for anybody making a AFC championship run or even a Super Bowl run. Like, I just don't see it. Mike Greeny or Green, whatever the hell his name is, said that he feels that Trevor Lawrence is going to be your MVP. I don't see that as well. I posted on my personal fan page, I think somebody needs to be drug tested. But I don't see it. I don't see anything out of Indianapolis. I think that, Matt Ryan was talking about how it's just a complete crapshoot out there. I don't think that Jacksonville's that good of a team, nor do I think Trevor Lawrence is that good of a player. Tennessee, you don't have Derrick Henry out there anymore, so you done lost that whole bit.
Derrick Henry's still out there.
Is he? I thought he went somewhere else. Maybe.
No, he's still out there.
Honestly, I think Tennessee's your best bet.
Yeah, I'm riding with. I wouldn't say he's the MVP candidate. You know what I mean? But I'm really feeling what Jacksonville got going on as far as how they've been building since getting their head coach. You know what I mean? Just the momentum of what they got going. I just don't see it just turning off. You understand what I'm saying? Just from the climb that they done had the last 2 years. That's why I'm giving them, more props than anyone in that division. I think the Titans, I think they done got, good. I wouldn't say lucky, but Derrick Henry, I don't think he can keep carrying them. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think Tannehill is the answer. And I think their wide receivers are no good. Even though they brought in Hopkins, I just feel like, they should have just paid A.J. Brown. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of letting him walk to Philadelphia. Now you're paying somebody that's almost 10 years older than, than the person that you just let go. And you're paying him you're paying him a big contract too. I think the Mike Vrabel thing is over.
So let's get our bottom team out the way first.
All right.
We got the Colts, we got Jacksonville, we got Houston, and we got Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Colts. I think the Colts and their whole situation is the worst situation. I'm waiting to see how this rookie quarterback out of Florida, Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have him as high on my draft as you did.
Yeah.
I don't think Gardner Minshew is going to get you. It's been a feel-good story here and there. I don't think he gets you where you need to be. I just don't think the skill set is what the Colts need. You got some good receivers out there. Their run game, kind of on the slacking side. Jonathan Taylor, obviously a little bit older of a player. I don't know. There's nothing. And then also hearing the reports coming out, listening to Matt Ryan and talking about what it was like to be in Indianapolis. I think they got a lot of rebuilding, a lot of things that they need to redo to really be taken serious and be able to build a team that's going to at least take the South. And it's sad because I don't feel it takes much to win the South.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. It's a coin flip. Honestly, it's a coin flip for me. With the Colts and Texans. With the Richardson situation, they trying to start him off on the right foot just because he went so high. He's here now. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Let's see what you got. Hopefully you can come out and have a good scenario like Cam did in Carolina in his rookie year. Does he have that potential? As far as looking at him, yes, he does. But he does have flaws. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's just a coin flip. Just to change it up, I would say the Texans just to change it up. But it's a coin flip, and I go with the Texans.
All right, this is where we're going to flip because I'm going to go with Houston as the next spot.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a Buckeye, I don't have all the confidence in the world. And it's sad to say, being a Buckeye, but none of our quarterbacks that have drafted have mounted really to be much. And a lot of them look good in college, but and it's the same way with Alabama. That's why none of the Alabama quarterbacks have really mounted. I think Hurts may be your exception, and I don't think he's a phenomenal quarterback. I just think he played under a coach that was good, had a great year. Defense and other playmakers you got on that team, and also had to do with your schedule. But these big colleges like Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia, traditionally you don't get good quarterbacks out of there because they're recruited. These quarterbacks are coming out of colleges that have the best offensive line that you can get in college football. Usually have, at some point while they're there, one of the best running backs in college football. And almost always they have one of the best receivers in college football. And you can think about these Alabama teams, you can think about these Ohio State teams, you can think about these Georgia teams. They've all had great receivers. So, of course, when you have the best offensive line to protect you against measly nobodies, and even if you go up against your Michigans, Ohio State, or you go against your Wisconsin, you have the best help and protect your quarterback. They're going to look good when they're throwing them to the best receivers that you could possibly get, all the 5-star recruits. So it doesn't always and usually doesn't transition over into the NFL. I would be shocked if this is any different. One, I'm not a fan of rookie quarterbacks starting off anyway. I think that you need time to mature. The NFL moves at a much faster pace. The schemes are different. You're talking the best of the best 32 teams. You're not talking about playing your Toledos of Ohio or your Buchanan 2 Technical College of whatever. You're playing the best of the best. It's a whole different ball game, and I think that when you're drafted, especially the quarterback position, to take over a team and be the leader, you need a year or two to develop, to learn the system, to learn to be a leader, to learn these schemes. There's a lot of things I could not imagine what they got to go through. And it's very rare anybody has ever had a successful rookie season. And if they are so lucky to have had a good rookie season, usually they fall flat after that. Because usually what happens is you have something, a gift that defenses of you that never seen before or don't know how to read. Cam Newton was one of them. That defenses didn't know how to adjust to him and how to defend against him. But once they did, his numbers got less and less. And you have other quarterbacks the same. Colin Kaepernick, I think that was one of the falls for him. He came out that first season with that running and everything. It was hard to guard him. But once the defenses learned how to adjust and made him rely on his arm and everything else, it shifted. And it wasn't so hard to defend against him. I hope things are different for C.J. Stroud. I don't see it. I think that the Houston organization is a little bit better placed than Colts, but I could be in the same boat as you and more so come up to a coin toss between these two teams.
Yeah, I agree. with the Colts, it's just different. With the Colts, like you say, it's a coin flip situation, but I just don't see Richardson doing a lot to say. He may say wow a couple of times, but it's just hard for me to sit there and believe that, especially what they got going on with the running back and owner. Don't want to pay. It lingers around in the locker room. It lingers around in free agency. Because if you don't want to sit there and pay your best player, your best offensive player for the last 2 years, why do you think that I would want to be here? Because I know you're not going to pay me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a difficult situation, especially on the last year of my rookie deal. So
now I'm really curious to see if our next two picks are the same. Or we're different on that as well. Because I think, honestly, I can see why they could go either way. I have a little bit more stronger feelings on why I'm going to go with who I'm going to say is going to win this division.
Okay.
And it's sad because who I'm going to pick second, I don't feel that in a lot of divisions they would even be able to finish second. But I think that because of the situation in Indianapolis and Houston makes them by default be the second best team out of the division, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think that they're this phenomenal team. I think if you put them out in the AFC East, they're finishing third at best, probably not even third, as long as Tua stayed healthy. I think if you put them out west, they're definitely right there with the Raiders. I think if you put them out in the north, they're behind at least both Ohio teams. But because they're in the South and because of the situation that's going on with Houston and the Colts, this to me is going to be the team that finishes second. I am not sold on the whole Trevor Lawrence thing. I have done pieces about Trevor Lawrence. Was calling ace and ace, a spade. His whole career in Clemson, he hardly played anybody. I mean, come on, he played in the ACC. There is not really no shots fired to the ACC because I know you're an ACC man, but college football-wise, there's nothing really out there to talk about. We was talking about college basketball. You guys got that on lock. But football-wise, I mean, come on, who you beat up on? Boston College, Duke, UNC? Every once in a blue moon, UNC has a decent season, not a championship contending team. Every once in a blue moon, Florida State has been around. But outside of that, Clemson's kind of had free will because there's nobody out there. Then their non-conference games, I think their SEC games, they played nobody. They went 1-1 against Alabama, and the one they won, their quarterbacks were hurt, so they played really a hurt team. And their win against Ohio State, it was based off one of the worst calls in Fiesta Bowl history. It was the only reason they got away with that win. So Trevor Lawrence has never really proven anything to me. So it blows my mind once that Mike Green is even calling for him to be the MVP. But two, I just don't see it. I don't see him leading this team to a championship. I would be beyond shocked if he leads this team to even the playoffs again, as obviously they did last year. Well, I'm not going to say that because fortunate for them, they get to play Houston and they get to play the Colts twice. To me, that's four wins right there. Like, now, if you can't beat those teams all four times, then no, you don't even deserve to be in the playoffs. Like, you are given an opportunity. This was like when the Steelers were on the top of the North and both Ohio teams sucked. Like, if you couldn't beat Cincinnati and Cleveland all four of those games, you really had no business being in the playoffs anyway. That's kind of how I feel when it comes to Houston and Indianapolis right now. Like, if Jacksonville or Tennessee can't win all four of those games, then you really don't even belong in the playoffs, and you shouldn't even be considered in the championship game or a Super Bowl. But I got Jacksonville second.
All right. This where we shake it up again because I'm going Tennessee as a second. You know, I think the best thing they got going on right now is who is their second string quarterback. You know, because I think Tennessee and the head coach, you know, if anything go wrong, I think they're willing to put the quarterback that they just drafted in the game. You know, all he has to do is produce something during preseason. So I would say Tennessee.
Now, I got Tennessee at the top spot, not by a big advantage. This is why I feel so weak. I just can't take Tannehill as a serious threat at the quarterback position. I'm not saying he's had a horrible career.
No, exactly.
I'm not saying he's the worst quarterback in the world. But he's only threw for 2,500 yards last year. So you're relying on Derrick Henry to produce week in and week out. You're counting on the fact that he don't get hurt.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast. You know,
you got a lot of miles on those. 8 years. Yeah. A lot of yards, a lot of miles, and Tannehill 2,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's it, 13 touchdowns. That's why you only had you had one receiver even crack 500 yards. That was barely cracked 500 yards. So even though I have Tennessee above Jacksonville, it's not by this wide margin. But this is why the South, like, you're going to have a winner. There's no guarantee that the team that comes out of that division is even above 500 team. And that's pretty much going to be a one and done out there.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel